In this video I'll show you how to replace these inserts, which they're rib nut inserts, typically used for water bottles and other little fittings on the bike. So they often get corroded due to sweat and galvanization reacting with the carbon. So it's common that you get this white aluminium oxide build-up around the surface, and they come loose in the frame and no longer can do what they're meant to do. So the first step is to drill out the old one. Now you'll notice I use a bit of tape, in this case just masking tape around the drill, so I don't drill all the way through the hole into the other side of the carbon frame, because obviously that would be less than ideal. And I have to do a frame repair as well as just replacing the inserts, which I don't really want to have to do that. So I use a couple of different drill sizes. The first one is a 6mm, and then the second one is a 7mm, because the hole size is nominal 7.1, and then by drilling it out to 7, it just removes it all, and usually it's not corroded enough, and then it'll just fall out without damaging the laminate around the surrounding area. So once we've drilled out the hole, the next stage is to prepare the new insert. So now these are aluminium, and the first step I'm going to do is do a pre-cleaning of it. So so this is a solution called AlumiPrep, and it's a chemical etch which cleans the surface and gets it prepared for the next step. Between steps it gets a rinse of water, and then it goes into the iodine solution. So iodine is a chromate conversion solution which coats the surface with a thin protective layer, so to help it against corrosion, and also helps it with the bonding. So after the appropriate time, it's rinsed off, and then it's dried, and then it's ready to be used in the insert into the frame. So let's replace this insert. So the first thing we need, there's a special tool for pulling these rib nut inserts, pulling them down. This is the tool here. There's a number of different ones available, and this one has got can handle different sizes. Comes in a kit. You'll notice I'm not going to touch the treated insert with bare fingers for contamination purposes. So I'll hold the insert within a tissue, and I'm wearing surgical gloves, and I'll install the insert onto the tool. So it screws on. You just wind the thread in. It's basically like a rivet type tool, but you're pulling it down on the thread instead of on the shank of a conventional rivet. So the insert is now installed on the tool, ready to go, and we'll mix up some adhesive. So in this case we're using Araldite 2014, and we'll just squeeze a little bit out of the cartridge. It's a 50mm cartridge onto a mixing pad, and mix it up as per the recommended instructions. Now this is the step which every single video I've seen on replacing these inserts misses out on, and that's bonding the insert in. And the reason you do this is to insulate between the carbon and the aluminium insert, otherwise you get galvanic corrosion. So you never ever put an aluminium insert into carbon dry. You always put it in wet. So we put a nice coating of adhesive around the insert, and we give it a good coating, and that's there not only to bond the insert in, and that's why we went to prep it as well, but it's to reduce the possibility of galvanic corrosion. Now we give the hole that it's going into, we give that a wipe with some isopropyl alcohol, and then we prepare the hole with a very fine sandpaper. In this case we're using a 240 grit. We'll just give it a little bit of a sand just to make sure that the area is perfectly clean. We'll give it another wipe with some more isopropyl alcohol,
Give it a bit of a spray, and then clean it off again with a Kim wipe tissue, which is again clean. So everything needs to be clean to ensure proper bonding. So now we can put a little bit of adhesive in the hole as well, and so we want to coat those edges of the hole where it's going to go in, and make sure we've got a nice even coating, because we don't want the carbon and the aluminium in contact. We want an insulating layer of epoxy between that. Then we put the insert in with the tool. We squeeze the tool very gently. We don't need to pull it down very, very hard and cause delamination. We just need to squeeze it down until it's nice and snug. We've got plenty of adhesive there, and then we can unscrew the tool, and the insert's there. So the last step now is just to clean off any of the excess epoxy on the outside surface, which again we'll do that with a tissue and again some isopropyl alcohol on the surface. We'll remove any of the residue, and after cleaning up, it's ready to use. Now, I can't stress enough the importance of putting that adhesive down, because in the factory they don't do it, and then that's what exacerbates this corrosion, this galvanic corrosion at that interface. Because you've got aluminium in direct contact with carbon, you're inviting problems. As soon as you get moisture in that interface, you're going to have corrosion. Now, on a down tube with a water bottle above it, you are going to get corrosion. So if you want to avoid those problems, you need to put the adhesive in there. And also treat the insert as best you can to avoid corrosion. This is what the final part will look like fitted. So as you can see, much better than what we started with. It's all nicely bonded, secured. It's been corrosion, and it's going to have a much better life than what was originally done at the factory. So I hope you've learned something, because every video I've seen on how to replace these inserts misses those two crucial steps on corrosion protection and the galvanic protection by using the adhesive at that interface. On that note, we'll leave it there, and we'll see you again soon with another video. Thanks. Bye.